Students, in this session I will explain sum number 3, sum number 4 and sum number 5 of question number 3 of exercise 4.1. In my previous video I already explained sum number 1 and 2. I said that when you see the four groups are there, you just cannot take a common factor from all the four terms, as because there is no such common factors you will see that present in all the terms. So in that case you have to make a group of 2, isn't it? What I said, that you have to make the first two term as a first group and last two term as a second group. So but don't take it as a granted that every time you have to go for that way only. The only thing you have to be very careful, that after taking the common factor you need to see that the bracket part should match. I hope you remember there is one bracket part, is the bracket part was there. So the bracket, inside the bracket, whatever the term is there, it should match with each other. Okay, if in case it is not matching, in that case you have to regroup it. So how to do the regrouping part, so we'll learn today. But in question number 3 there is no such things, so we'll start regrouping from sum number 4 and sum number 5. Okay, so let's begin with sum number 3. So we will take the first two term as a first group and last two term as a second group. So it is clearly seen that x is present in both the terms, so we'll take x as a common. So if we take x as a common, so what will left out? So if we divide ax with x, x will cancel, so a will remain inside the bracket. And if we divide bx with x, so x will cancel, so b will remain inside the bracket. Okay, now I will give minus sign. So what is common in both the term? It is clearly seen y is there in both the terms, so y will take y as a common. So if you divide ay with y, so this y will be cancelled, a will remain inside. Now students, if you see that minus sign is outside the bracket, so in that case you have to change this sign. You have to make a transform modification with this sign. If there is a minus sign, then you have to put plus sign, and if there is a plus sign, you have to put minus sign. Why? I will explain you. Now the first thing you have to do is that if you divide by with by, so what will be the answer? This 2y will be cancelled out and b will remain inside the bracket. Now why I have made a change? It is only because when you multiply this y with a, that is what will be the answer? Minus y into a is what? Minus ya. And if you multiply minus y with plus b, so what will be the answer? Minus by, isn't it? So if you multiply, then you will get this particular term only. So for this cause only you have to change this sign. If you put minus sign out here, suppose if you put minus sign out here, and if you multiply minus y with minus, we will get plus by. So it is not matching with the question, isn't it? So for this cause you have to change the sign, but it is only when there is a minus sign outside the bracket, not when plus sign is outside the bracket. So please do remember this part. Now what you see is that, do you remember the bracket part? You see the bracket part is matching a plus b, so you can continue. So now you will take a plus b, as because a plus b is common to both the term. Now if I divide a plus b with this term, so a plus b will cancel. What will remain inside the bracket? X. That's the same thing we'll do with this term. So if we divide a plus b with this term, so a plus b will cancel, so y will remain inside the bracket. So this is a solution of sum number 3. Let's see sum number 4. Yes, now this is sum number 4. Now if you go as a normal way, that is suppose the first two, if you take first two term as a first group and last two term as a second group, so what will happen? You see, this time if you carefully observe that then these two terms are having 15 as a common term, isn't it? So we will take 15 as a common. Fine. Now if you take 15 as a common, what will remain inside the bracket? 15 will cancel, so only pq will be there. And if you divide 15 with 15, what is the answer? 1. So inside the bracket what we are getting? pq plus 1. Now let's take a common from 9 and 25. So is there any number, students, which divides 9 and 25? No. There is no such terms which divides this, and we cannot get any common factor from 9q and 25pq. So what will remain? Well, I said when there is no common factor you get, so you will take 1 as a common. So what will remain inside the bracket? It will be 9q plus 25p, isn't it? Now when you do this, you see that these two are not matching, isn't it? So you are going on the wrong way. Now it is where it is here. If you find this type of situation is happening with you, so you have to understand that you have to go for a regrouping. So this grouping part is not okay. Okay, so you have to change the group, you have to change the partners. So how to change the partner? So what you do is that you just make a group of 15 PQ with this and 15 plus 9Q. These are the two groups now, new group. So bring them together, that is 15 PQ and 25P and 9Q and 15. So this is a new group I've made. So if I'm going with this two group, okay, so let us check that whether the bracket part will remain same or not. So 15 and 25 and P is also there with the common. So what is a common number which divides 15 and 25? It is 5. Isn't it? This is the highest common factor. That is 15 is divisible by 5 also and 25 is also divisible by 5. So we'll take 5 as a common. P is also there in both the terms. So we'll take P as a common also. So when you divide 15PQ with P 5P, so 5 3s are 15. So 3 will remain inside. PP will remain cancelled. Q will left. So 3Q will remain inside the bracket. Now if we divide 25P with 5P, so PP will cancel and 25 divided by 5 is what? 5. So these two terms will remain inside the bracket. Now let us take common from this two. Now 9 and 15, what is a number which divides 9 and 15? It is 3. Q is only present in this term, but no Q is present in this term, so we will not take Q as a common, only 3 will take as a common. So 9 divided by 3 is what? 3. Q will remain. And if we take 15 divided by 3, what will be the answer? 5. Now you see, it's matching. 3Q plus 5, 3Q plus 5. So it is okay now. So we'll take 3Q plus 5. So if you remove 3Q plus 5, what will remain? 5P. And from here, if you remove 3Q plus 5, what will remain? 3. So this is the solution of sum number 4. So let's move on to sum number 5. So this is sum number 5, students. So again, if you, in general what you do is you will take first two term as the first group and the last two term as the second group, isn't it? So if we take first two term from first group, you see there is no such common part is there, because Z and 7 there is no such common, so we'll take 1 as a common. So if we take 1 as a common, so Z plus 7 will be there. So what is the common from the last two term? That is XY. So if we take XY as a common, what will remain? X minus Z, isn't it? So is this two brackets are matching? Z minus 7, 7 minus Z. These two are not same. So if you have to make this similar to this one, because see 7 is also there, Z is also there, Z is also there, 7 is also there, but Z is in plus form, here Z is in minus form. In this case 7 is negative, in this case 7 is positive. So if you have to write Z minus 7 in this case, you have to take minus sign as a common. Okay, so how to do it? You see, Z minus 7 plus XY. If you take minus as a common, so the sign will change. Z will convert to plus and 7 will become minus. So Z will become positive, so we'll keep Z front and 7 will become minus. So we can write like this. So now you see inside the bracket Z minus 7, Z minus 7 is matching. So this is the tactic, students. Okay, if you see that both the terms are there, but it is in the plus minus form, so from the second group you will take minus sign as a common, so that you can make this bracket part similar to each other. But now as you have taken minus sign as a common, so already plus sign is already there, so plus minus would be what? Minus. So you see it will look like minus xy Z minus 7. Okay, now Z minus 7, Z minus 7 is there, so we will take Z minus 7. If you remove Z minus 7 from here, so what will remain? 1. If you remove Z minus 7 from here, what will remain? Xy. So the last two sums are extremely important for your final term. So please do be very careful with this type of sums, students. Okay, and it will come with the practice. So do not worry. Okay. So thank you and take care.